king and queen of the ring tournament in full swing. We got a Goldberg return. So hyped about that, I guess. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of wrestling coming up over the next couple of months. Hit that subscribe button. It's a Spandex Stand-Ups. What's up, dude?
What up, dude?
How you doing?
Great, bro.
Good. Having a good week?
Great week, bro. Great week. Loving life.
It's good, man. It's been some good wrestling.
Good wrestling. Yeah.
You been doing any fun shows or anything?
Been doing any fun shows? Did the Dive Motel here. Always a fun show.
Yeah. You have a good audience. It's a coin toss. You know, I've
Yeah.
had some really great shows, and I've had some why am I doing this type shows.
Yeah. It was,
All right.
you know, we still had a good time.
That's good, man.
What else have we been up to? I'm doing a show coming up this Friday night with Richard Scudder at Half Batch Brewery. So,
Nice,
listen,
dude.
always fun things coming up. What about you? Where you been?
I did Nateland Live last night at Zany's. That was the lab. It was fun. Good crowd. The rain, I got heckled by the rain.
Yeah.
Rain was super loud on that roof.
It'll
They
do
got
that to
there.
you.
Yeah, you know. So it is what it is. But had a good time. Had a good set, I think. And got to see some people I hadn't seen in a little bit. So it was nice.
Love that. That's what it's all about.
Well, we got a lot of wrestling to go over, so let's get into some news up top. Angel and Berto are the AAA tag champs.
Yeah.
Saw some. We knew we were going to get some WWE Superstar Fusion in AAA since they own it, but that's good to see, you know.
Yeah, they're going to probably be bringing the titles to WWE television, I imagine.
Showing them up, you know?
Didn't see the match.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the match. It kind of just popped up on a headline kind of thing. So I'm happy to see that WWE talent is getting a shine and bringing some eyes to the tag titles.
Mm-hmm. Effective crossover so far.
Right. Great pay-per-view or PLE. I'm still getting used to that. Still very not used to that, but I'm trying. Hikuleu finally debuted in a main event match against one of the Pretty Deadly guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Went all right.
Yeah. I just didn't see him going that route. You know, usually someone with some ties to some other wrestlers, especially if they're going to, you know, tie into, you know, use those ties to do a main event match. So.
Yeah.
Because they put that out there, you know. If it was a dark match, I could be like, all right, they're just getting them in WWE for him, seeing what they got. But no, they went ahead and put it on main event.
Yeah. And with the Pretty Deadly guy, I mean.
Yeah. Was it Kit? Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it, man. He's been under contract for a year, and they're just like, ah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they don't know what to do with these folks, and sometimes there's long-term plans, you know?
Yeah.
They'll just throw folks out there, say, you know what, we got to get something out there. Let's give them something random.
Right. Put them on main event. They'll love it. Big stars coming out of the woodwork want to do some WWE themes. You know, they've been listening to us complain about these theme songs. Limp Bizkit turned out to be a not true rumor when they were like, he's going to do Braun's new theme. But since it became a thing, Fred Durst was like, I mean, it's not true, but I'm down.
Right.
But it does seem like Metro Boomin is signing up to do some, and it seems like Seth Rollins and his new group is going to be his first song.
Let's go. I love it. Metro Boomin, one of the top hip-hop producers in the world right now. So we love it. Already seen some cross-promotion, especially around that Bad Blood PLE. So perfect fit. Anything but Travis Scott.
Which we still don't. He's MIA, so I don't think you got to worry about that. Omos signs a new deal. And I love the internet immediately. It was like, he's going to be in Seth's group. Like, come on, man.
I mean,
How about we just see him on TV first?
what do you think they do with him?
I don't know. They keep saying they're going to use him as a special attraction, but when is that special attraction?
I mean, the Royal Rumble, you know, Saudi Arabia.
Something.
I don't know.
Yeah. Beats me, man. Fresh off of Liv getting her acting debut, Jade Cargill is her acting debut. True Threat is coming out soon.
True Threat. Jade Cargill is a true threat. So
it's called a thriller.
perfect for her to be in a movie called True Threat. Who's in it? Who else is she in it with?
That's all I got. And I don't know. Acting debut, True Threat.
Man, hopefully it's not just. Hopefully she's not the star. Hopefully it's
with
not like
the Miz and Randy Orton.
Yeah, exactly.
Ted DiBiase Jr.
Stone
You know, he
Cold
needs
Steve
money to
Austin.
fight his legal battles. He's going to
Yeah.
be in there.
Exactly.
No, I think she's the only wrestler. I think it's a legit movie, so that's nice. Goldberg came back. How you
Yes,
feel?
he did.
How you
and we're
feeling?
so
I know
excited.
I know you're a Goldberg fan, so I want to hear it from your side. I'm open-minded, not a Goldberg fan, especially hearing that he is basically on no left knee. He has nothing to go off of.
Is
He
that
said
what
he
he's saying?
shattered this knee training. It's just gone.
No way.
That's what the rumblings are. He's injured himself. He has admitted he has injured himself multiple times trying to come back.
Oh, okay. Well, what I will say is, wow.
I just have that Undertaker match so fresh in my head. It just worries me.
Yeah. What I will say is, obviously, we all know that Goldberg was there was a handshake agreement between him and the former guy in charge, where Goldberg was basically guaranteed a retirement match that he never got. And this was also at a time where probably Goldberg was coming back more than even he wanted to.
Okay.
I think Goldberg didn't want to come back all those times after. I think
fair.
that he would have been perfectly fine
I hear in there.
ending it at that WrestleMania in Orlando. And I mean, I do like the idea of it being in Atlanta. I think it being on Saturday night's main event.
Against AEW All Out or All In.
I mean, I'm
Head
going to
to
be
head.
watching, but it's just not going to be pretty. I don't think any of us have any high hopes for it, unfortunately.
Do you think it's big enough to pull the fan that's like, I don't know which one to watch over to Saturday Night Live? Like the nostalgia gets you a little bit to pull you over on
I mean,
Saturday Night
totally. I
Live?
mean, that's the Goldberg effect. Goldberg has that impact. I mean, even you heard the pop when he came out. He still generates that buzz, and Goldberg's just been one of the legends that stayed in pretty good shape for a pretty long time, all things considered.
Yeah.
When you talk about like guys that became crossover superstars, like Goldberg, I mean,
No, yeah, for sure. I
he,
still remember that punked when he was like, come on, guys, I'm getting punked here.
Yeah.
Like he spotted it immediately. Like, oh, man.
so I mean, I think it's an effective way to put Gunther over. Hopefully Goldberg has one last really good, strong match in him, but otherwise, it just seems like it's going to be a little weird.
Yeah, I'm hoping not.
But I will say, I was worried at the beginning of the promo because Goldberg comes out, he said thank you, and it's like, what? No. Like, we don't do that here.
No.
But by the end of the promo, when he was like, I got some unfinished business, you started something, I felt some intensity from Goldberg.
Yeah.
That's like, hey,
You
listen,
disrespected me.
you are the new me.
Yeah.
And, I mean, because that's the truth. Gunther is the new Goldberg.
Okay.
I mean,
can see
minus the fact that he can wrestle.
You can wrestle.
Because, again, Braun Breaker, not a champion.
Yeah.
Sure, he's had the belt, but Gunther is
He's just been a champion.
Gunther is what Goldberg was in WCW.
Yeah,
was just
untouchable.
like yeah.
Yeah.
So, I like that intensity.
Yeah, and I like, on the flip side, I like the intensity from Gunther when at the beginning before Goldberg even came out, when he's like addressing Seth having the briefcase, looked directly into the camera, he's like, "I am right here." It is what it is. So I like this match. I hope it is to elevate Gunther, and it'd be real interesting to see how that briefcase is handled throughout this.
And again, it continues to make Saturday night's main event fun.
Yeah.
By being this, like, sure, it's storyline adjacent, but ultimately, we don't have to have Goldberg's farewell match at SummerSlam.
Thank goodness.
Is
that why Triple H looks miserable right now between having to, make Goldberg happy and bringing back R-Truth back when he didn't want to? He just looks mad.
Well, there's a lot of curveballs going on,
Yeah.
I also see, beyond this, Jey Uso winning King of the Ring and challenging Gunther. No rematch action.
Well, let's get into the King of the Ring because this is real interesting, this Final Four we got here. 4 best friends. This is awkward. This is the culmination of quite a bit of storylines and intertwinings over the years. You got Randy Orton against Sami Zayn in one semifinal. And you got Cody Rhodes against his former tag team partner, Mr. Main Event, Jey Uso, in the other semifinal. I can see this going a million different ways.
Cody's not... I go back to that promo for that new WWE show where Triple H said to Jey Uso, "I want to put a rocket ship on your back," right? I think Jey Uso wins Royal Rumble, boom, rocket ship. Wins at WrestleMania, rocket ship. Loses the World Heavyweight title, no one remembers that. Wins King of the Ring, rocket ship.
So you guys, Jey
Comes
Uso.
back, beats Gunther. Ultimately, Gunther walks away from the feud looking strong because, he won, and Jey Uso looks strong because he was able to win it back. He's not a one.
Like, so you're switching your vote to Jey. You were Team Zayn last week. You Team Uso now. I know it's compelling.
I am swapping.
I can see him both ways.
I am swapping.
Okay, all right.
No, I mean I'm commenting that's. I'm not officially swapping, but
okay.
I am.
You want Zayn, but you think Uso?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I do just because
it doesn't make sense for Cody because he's intertwined with Cena.
Yeah, and Cody's doesn't need it. Randy Orton doesn't need it.
Yeah. See? I mean, that'd be a hell of a final. Uso versus Uso. This could be Sammy's heel turn.
Alternatively, I mean, we have seen Roman promoted on the SummerSlam poster. So this would be a perfect opportunity for Roman to come back. Maybe Roman comes back, screws over Jey Uso.
I can see Seth winning the title with the briefcase and that key in Roman to come back.
Yeah.
Because I still feel like Roman's first order of business is Seth freaking Rollins.
Right.
And Mr. Wise Man that is no longer his Wise Man.
Yeah.
But if Jay's a champ, that adds a little layer to it. So on the women's side, we get Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez. That's going to be an interesting match. And Alexa Bliss versus a returning, looked fresh as a daisy, Asuka.
Yeah.
Big old brace on that leg, but good for her. Protect that leg. It's been out 13 months. I'd be a little weird about it.
Yeah. Alexa Bliss is going to win her match.
Okay.
And I'm going Roxanne Perez.
Okay, Alexa and Roxanne. All right. I think Jade's going to win it.
You think Jade?
I think Jade, because I still feel like not that she really needs to win it to face Naomi, but I think that progresses the storyline a little bit.
Yeah.
And also, it's fun to note that I remember Alexa Bliss and Asuka are former tag champs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's a fun little layer there.
Totally.
Nice to see Rhea attack Raquel. We finally officially get their feud. They've been teasing that for a little bit. It's such a shame that Liv got injured last night.
Yeah.
Separated shoulder, they said out probably 6 weeks.
Not bad.
Still at 6 weeks. That
mean, she'll
takes
be
us to
back.
Evolution. She's gonna miss the women's pay-per-view.
Yeah, but she should be back by SummerSlam.
But that sucks because that EO Live segment to start the show was fire. Loved every second of that. Need that feud as soon as she comes back. She's like, you can just go ahead and hand me the belt if you want to. But no, I think the King and Queen tournaments are in good hands. I think whichever way they're going to go, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and I like how we're getting a nice main event there as well.
I mean,
With John Cena versus CM Punk. We all know.
I like, and the roles are reversed. CM Punk is having such a fun time bringing that up, and it hadn't got annoying yet. I don't think, and I'm not being sarcastic. I truly think it's fun. He's like, I'm John Cena.
Yeah,
You're me.
Yeah, totally.
We get a Wyatt Six sighting. They beat Motor City Machine Guns in tag action on SmackDown. Rumor is Natalya and Maxine are finally going to team together. And, I just love the renewed focus on the tag division on men's and women's side, especially now that it's up in the air with Liv and Raquel's belt. Are they going to get stripped? What's going to happen? I'd love a good old-fashioned tournament there. You know what I mean? Like when someone gets hurt and they do a tournament. Love to see that.
We love a good tourney.
I guess it's kind of weird if you do it at the same time as the King and Queen of the Ring.
No, I mean, let's get a bunch of tourneys going on.
At least something, give us something for
AEW has like 10 tournaments going on at once.
You're right. I don't know what belts are what. That's why AEW is so frustrating for me. Is I don't know what's what sometimes. But Corey Perry's coming back soon. AEW fans, he'll fill us in. It's okay. Dom got JD a match with AJ Styles and then told Finn to hang back. So this Finn Dom back and forth is getting pretty interesting.
And JD looks like he's siding with his boy Finn Balor a little bit more these days.
Of course. Because, Dom got him beat up last night. And then Finn came to save Dom. So fun little intertwinings, man. AJ looks good with the IC title.
Yeah, he does. I like how the IC titles now, like the top tier folks are kind of going for that,
It's fun, dude. Let the Titans fight, There's
even
a lot
in the
of
women's
fun.
division, you got Bailey and Becky going at
Love
it for the IC
that,
title
dude.
right now. So it's making those belts a lot more fun.
Give Bailey a run with the title,
Yeah.
Have some fun with it.
Yeah.
It does suck that Liv got hurt because she was the lady of 1,000 feuds. She had EO, she had Roxanne, she had whatever tag team was on their backs. She had, it was great.
Yeah.
So Brie, we forgetting her interaction with Brie last time.
She'll be back in a couple weeks to stir.
Nikki.
She'll be back in a couple weeks to stir shit up. Yeah, I do feel like they were setting up for Liv versus Nikki at.
Well, I heard rumblings that Brie was going to come back. It was going to be a tag team
Brie's
thing.
not coming back.
I've seen otherwise.
I don't think Brie's coming back.
I've seen otherwise because Laura, my wife, said the exact same thing, but the internet says never say never.
We'll see.
We will see. So how you see these? Like once again, just the focus on the King and Queen of the Ring, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn. You think Sami takes this one?
Well, I mean, we got to think, right? This is all setting up for SummerSlam. The winner, I don't know if the winner gets the title they're choosing or if the winner gets to go for the world
They said
champ.
the brand that they're on.
For the brand that they're on.
Yeah, they get the champ for the brand that they're on.
Cool.
That's why they've tried to do the distinction again.
Yeah.
Of Raw and SmackDown.
I think there's a good chance it goes to Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Setting up, a Sami Zayn.
Well, then you got Cody Jey Uso.
Because then you could have Sami Zayn. Sami had the issue with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is going to want the belt, and he'll have Money in the Bank. With Jey Uso versus Cody, I mean, I see Jey Uso advancing. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a big shot in the arm, bounce back from losing the title, beating Cody Rhodes. And you can have John Cena be involved if you want to, that might even make it more conflicted.
I think Cody could use a different one-on-one match in Saudi Arabia, or he doesn't even need to have one. He can just be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, be somewhat involved in the...
I truly do not care about Saudi Arabia pay-per-views.
I like them. I think they're fun.
Yeah. I'm trying.
I like the fireworks. A lot of pyro on those.
Okay. Yeah. I would love Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso. They've been teasing that a little bit, like either way, even if Jey beats Sammy, that further frustrates Sammy, because they had him staring at Jey, that creepy fake heel turn when Jey first got the belt and Sammy came to congratulate him. They had him stare at that belt and awkwardly stand behind Jey for too long for a reason. So I don't know if this is the payoff to that. Sammy finally snaps.
Well, I mean, Gunther's going to be world champ going into SummerSlam.
Allegedly.
So in that scenario, I do think a Jey Uso rematch could make sense, but also
we've seen it so
not
much,
really, because Jey Uso recently said it's one and one, right? Didn't he say that? But really, it's like, no, y'all did it at Saturday night's main event.
Yep.
Y'all did it at WrestleMania. Y'all did it at last week.
Yeah.
So no. So I think, but either way, Gunther versus Sammy is also a match that SummerSlam.
That's fresh and new, and I want that.
Well, that's the match.
But I just don't want him to feed Sammy to him again.
That's the match we had at WrestleMania 40 for the IC titles.
You're right.
Sammy won.
We've gotten that one to death too.
Sammy won. It could be. Let's repeat it.
Yeah.
It could be that could be a great angle to the story that's like, Gunther, I got your number, actually.
Yeah.
I have your number.
Yeah, that is a fun angle because he's been untouchable. So you get that guy that actually has a couple wins over him.
And you get a huge pop in Saudi Arabia with Sammy winning. I'm pretty sure he's got a huge following over there.
Yeah. Over on the women's side, Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez.
I'm going Roxanne Perez. I just don't see Jade Cargill being in the main event of...
Ooh, I think Jade.
But
wins
I don't know.
this.
She could win because it was Naomi. And
but also, she owes Saudi one. Remember the top rope fiasco? Wasn't that in Saudi?
Yeah.
When she had that really bad tag match.
Yeah.
So she might be they might be like, all right, you want to be that main event star? Here's your chance to redeem yourself.
And with Naomi with Money in the Bank, if you have Jade with the other, there's a lot of play
I do
there.
think style wise though, Alexa Roxanne offers the better matchup.
In the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a killer matchup. Great match. Because, it depends on, do you want to have a match or are you progressing someone here?
Exactly.
But also, I don't know necessarily you give Jade 100% the win over Alexa Bliss. This could be to push Alexa.
Alexa's back and she looks good, and I think they need to keep pushing her.
She's still getting that great response she got since she came back in the Royal Rumble.
Exactly.
When I fell for it like a dummy, I was like, her contract's not gonna be right. Idiot. Just put a stamp mark on my forehead right now. I love Asuka's back. I just, they didn't really push her before she got hurt, so I don't really see them doing it now.
Right.
She'll always get a win here and there, but I don't think she'll be champion.
I think she's there to put people over at this point.
That's fair. Poor Kairi Sane is unlucky.
Yeah.
Hurting, being in the ring when Starks and Liv.
Yeah.
Word is there's no heat, though, so that's good. Any parting thoughts?
Corey Graves was back.
That was fun. He killed it.
He killed it, but do you sense Michael Cole doesn't like him?
I didn't get that, but that's a fun layer to think about.
I get this sense
I guess I was just so happy he was back.
Michael Cole is very much has favoritism towards Pat McAfee, where Corey Graves is
That's
clearly
his guy,
the better commentator.
Yeah. But
Clearly
Michael's got definitely got a soft spot for it.
But there's a soft spot. I don't know. I just felt like where Michael Cole is always so excited to see Pat McAfee, he just didn't, didn't seem that excited to be like.
Yeah. It also could have been that Ross sucked last night.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know me. I'm never Mr. Negative on the product,
really
but that one was tough to watch.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
It was just slow. It never got going.
No.
And then boom, when Liv getting hurt took every bit of momentum out of that main event.
Yeah.
That sucks, man. Hopefully they can bounce back with SmackDown and get us hyped for King of the Ring, Night of Champions.
Let's go.
All right. Well, that's what I got for you. We appreciate y'all. Hit that subscribe button. Share us with everybody you know. Chime in. Let us know who you think King and Queen of the Ring is going to be this year. Can't wait to see you next week. Talk more wrestling. Suspend X Stand Up.